Okay, undefined fraction part 1. We are in undefined fraction part 1. We're being in this journey from the introduction of undefined, and we know that undefined is when a expression is not defined, and we are in now in undefined fractions part 1. Okay, let's start the video. Okay, undefined fraction, when a fraction is undefined fraction is where a fraction is not defined. It's not defined. And how can you know that a fraction is not defined? A fraction is not defined. A fraction is not defined when the denominator of the fraction is equal to 0. When the denominator of the fraction is equal to 0, that is the time the fraction is not defined. And the fraction we're talking about here is when 1 over x, this is a fraction, and when x is equals to 0, which implies that 1 over x is equals to 1 over 0, the value is undefined, because any fraction that has a denominator equals to 0, from the definition, the fraction is said to be undefined. Okay, we have a question right here. An example. From after the example, we give you an exercise which we're going to solve together in the video. Okay, a question says this. The question says, how can I pinpoint it? Like 2x squared minus 4x plus 4 is equals to 4x plus 18, and this question is telling you that find x when the expression, do you know where you, by now you're supposed to know what is expression, when the expression is undefined. Expression here is also called value, when the value of this arithmetic operation, which after you perform it, is undefined. Okay, from the definition of undefined here, undefined fraction is where the fraction is equals to 0. And what makes the fraction equals to 0? The denominator is what makes it equals to 0. The denominator here, the solution is the denominator here will be equals to 0. So let's go to solving. You subtract both sides from 18 by 8. Subtract both sides by 18, and you are left with 4x equals to minus 18. You divide both sides. By 4, and which you are left with 4. You are left with this value, 4x over 4 equals to minus 18 all over 4, and your answer will now be x will now be minus 4.5, if I can, probably, because I'm not with my calculator, I'm solving it offhand. Okay, from anything you got here, that is what makes x undefined in this question. Anything that you got here, that is what makes x undefined in this question. Okay, I will give you an exercise. I will advise you to pause the video to catch the exercise when the exercise will come up in the screen. Okay, yes, there is the exercise on undefined fraction part 1. It told us to find the values of y, x for which of the following expressions are undefined. That means these expressions are undefined. That tells us to find y or x when each of the following are undefined. I would advise you to pause the video to get the question clearer, and see you in the next video as we're going to solve it together to enhance learning together. Okay, I advise you to subscribe, and likewise like the video if the video was helpful, and do well to follow us in our Facebook and our Twitter, Instagram pages, and also do well to subscribe to our newspaper in the website, as we are preparing for a service which is going to better your life in learning area. Okay, thank you, and do well to subscribe if this is your first time watching the video.